Hello there everybody and welcome to today's video, and in this one we are going to be looking at DAMWON Kia and work out what the hell went wrong in the first day of Berlin for them. Don't flame me. Trust, this isn't going to be me bashing on them. One day does not define if a team is good or bad, obviously. However, day one was a disappointment. 2 maps, they won 3 rounds. Not what we would expect from the top seeded team from APAC North. So we're going to look at the VOD. I'll snip together some interesting parts and yeah, let's try and work out what happened. Alrighty, here we are then for DAMWON taking on Rogue, their first game and one of the first games of the entire tournament here at the Major. Heading in, personally, I had pretty high expectations of Rogue. I think they're a pretty solid roster at the moment. And DAMWON, of course, having the expectation of top seed from APAC North. Ban phase, we'll pause here. Nothing really standing out as being crazy. Perhaps compared to a ranked game, for example, it might look a little bit unusual. Ying executes, particularly here on Bank, really powerful. Upstairs, downstairs, both super strong. Montang, bit of an APAC staple at times, so Rogue just not wanting to take that risk. Mirror, very universal. And then Oryx as well, quite an interesting one there from DAMWON Kia. Perhaps on these roam clears, not wanting to have to deal with the threat that Oryx poses a lot of hatches on Bank. So, ban phase here, not raising any red flags. We skip forward then. Onto the first round, DAMWON Kia are going to be defending open area. They're bringing basically the operators that you want for this position. Azami in play, almost a must play at the moment. Valkyrie as well for information. You have the Maestro as well. Castle for extensions. Mute to deny. I mean, it all works together here for this particular site. Other thing to keep in mind as well is Katsang on the Maestro. He's playing that position near bot square. He has impacts in hand and he'll be probably looking to impact trick the wall. If Rogue bring Hard Breach, however, they're not. Okay, quick butt in here that they did bring Hard Breach. It was just secondary, which is more than enough here. So yeah. Interestingly enough, they're also bringing Zero. So that's actually a really good counter again to that mute in being able to place information and place flank watch as well. So let's see how it plays out. Now we're 30 seconds into the round and Spoit has been allowed to just straight up walk into top square. Now that might not be too much of an issue. It is being contested a little bit here by Woogieman. So there is at least some counter pressure. He can deal with drones, but Spoit's been given quite a bit of free ground. Cryan actually then kills Woogieman. So he was the one playing main stairs. He gets him from Skylight. And this is a really, really big loss to lose a player like the Azami this early on in the round. It's basically especially with how powerful she is, the absolute last operator you want to die in this position. Now, the question would be, who do you instead play here? Personally, I'd be looking at Yas to play this position. MPX, you've already got Util out. Don't see any reason for you to not be playing this position. Perhaps even Coded, but that's obviously a stretch. He's probably still completing setup. So unless Woogieman's getting support and he's super confident in this spot, it's just a risk you can't run. And a kill from Skylight is as easy as it gets here. So, unfortunately, a disappointing start here for DAMWON, and we'll see how they try and recover it in the round. Minute 40, and DAMWON feel the need to make a play, so they swing over towards main stairs. That was good initiative, good confidence, and Spoit does get taken low. Is Finka, however, so can bring himself back up, but they commit to it. They go for the double peak, so Rin's there to trade it if required, and that's a good sense of teamwork there from DAMWON to feeling the need to make a play, committing to it and converting it. Now it's a 4v4. Rogue perhaps now on the back foot a little bit, but they need to be really careful. Zero has placed a lot of information around the map. On the flip side, Valkyrie has a lot of information around the map. So both teams at this point in time are playing a real sort of tug and war with information. Yas has great vision rather up above, which would be really helpful. Cryan, though, had good vision in lobby. Manages to shut down Coded. He went for a bit of an ill-advised peek, especially with the UMP. So that's probably 2 fights now where DAMWON Kia are not playing into a favorable situation. Yes, though, with a good trade. So the trading in this first round actually really good from DAMWON. Question will be, can they lock it out? Now they have a player isolated down below, and Rogue will be aware of that. They have the drones on the flanks ready to go. They don't have Hard Breach though. Again, they do have Hard Breach, but opening the wall with 2 mute jammers and impact tricks, not really going to be working out. So yeah. And we'll see how DAMWON play the 2v3. Still winnable in this situation with 10 seconds to go if they position well. Katsang does a nice job behind the chassis. will get traded though. So Kanto on a heater early on in this game. Rin though trades it and gets a second. So look, ultimately the first round there, pretty well played by DAMWON. Could have been a lot better though. Losing the 2 picks in which they did was a bit of a disappointment. First round there, look, pretty good for DAMWON. Into round 2 then, we go upstairs and we'll see how DAMWON are able to play out this objective. It's one that I think is really tricky at the moment in the current meta. Once you lose repel control, it's so difficult to deny plants with so many crossfires. So let's see how DAMWON try and deal with it on this particular occasion. They've forfeited down below, and that's a really good pick from Kryan. Getting control of open area really makes life difficult for players inside of stock if they want to be aggressive and peek out towards the balcony. It's a great nade. And again, it's going to be that Azami that will fall first. And there's only 2 characters in the lineup that has regenerative utility. Coded, of course, on Smoke wants to stay alive late round, but we have Yas and we have Rin. Both of their abilities will regenerate over the course of the round, so it is imperative to stay alive. And as Yas dies now, that's way less keeper barriers that may otherwise have been available to Rin, for instance, who's playing this power position behind the shield, stock hallway. This is so default in competitive Siege because you get that line of sight over towards top square. You are also able to pressure the stock windows and just make this part of the map really awkward for the attack. And it could have been made even more difficult if keeper barriers were up. Rogue does have great counters. You have the Ashe, you have the Zofia, you have plenty of nades, but it's still a time sink. It's still a util sink. And DAMWON, I think, are probably going to sorely miss it in this round. Rin now getting pressured a lot. Spoit goes for the vault and does get control of stock. The angles at long don't quite work out. And Spoit, very aware of it, actually gets a pick. Coded too slow there. Katsang was holding it the entire time and does find the trade. Again, the trade game from DAMWON, from what we've seen so far, not too bad, but they are still on the back foot in this round. They still have Kryan down below to be concerned about. And now the repels come into play. Again, without many keeper barriers, potentially wanting to shut that down as well now becomes an issue. You can see the positions DAMWON are playing to try and avoid the repels. You have Rin, Woogie, Katsang, all of which are blocked out from these repel angles from Kanto and Depeek. So it makes life really, really challenging. Leon, of course, has the diffuser. He'll want to try and get in and get the plant down. And DAMWON are going to have to take some really long-range engagements in towards that desk position to try and deny it, which is going to be quite tough. At the death then, Kanto able to get into site control, actually using the keeper barrier against the opposition. However, Katsang's really stepped up in this round, had a huge individual effort and found these picks. Finds 3 in the round at this long desk position. Rogue struggling to convert an otherwise favorable position. So again, DAMWON at the death looking pretty good here. And despite the early to mid round not being particularly tidy, they're doing a great job still in being able to close out rounds. But the question is going to be, how long can you sustain this player style? And look, spoiler alert, not very long. All right, here we are then, round 3. And for the most part, DAMWON playing default. You have off-screen Pulse in gold. You have the smoke on the board playing deep for default. Coded as well on Echo for plant denial, also watching Garage. So, I mean, everything's pretty chill. Then you have Woogieman here playing shotgun. Now, this could be viable for blue. Perhaps. Let's see though how pardon me, it works out. Kryan is in dirt. He's pressuring this position. And this is not a favorable ranged engagement here for Woogieman. He doesn't win it from this range. He needs to close down the angle. Instead gets caught out by a grenade. So the grenade play from Kryan, from what we've seen in the last 2 rounds, spot on. And the fact that Woogie's playing this position and does not have any util denial is mind-boggling. Very strange. Shouldn't be holding it without denial. You're not going to get away with it in a competitive game against EU. Great with util. They're going to nade you out every time. DAMWON again feeling the need to make a play. This time though it unravels, unlike the last 2 where they've been able to salvage it. Find pick after pick after pick. DAMWON, of course, need to keep trying to artificially create something here. And it's just not going to work out. We'll see how Rogue do a good job in concluding this round. And Spoit just posted up on main. LMG, you're not going to win that. Flawless for Rogue. And now the tables are flipped. All right, we move on to round 4 then, and one adaptation that I quite like here from Yas is he's going to jump onto the Vigil. Really good counter here on Bank. One, there are a bazillion drone positions you can get that are really difficult to systematically find as a roamer. And two, as we can see, Zero still in play with the Argus launcher. Rogue are tending to do very similar positions. They do like one in lobby here, they do another top square. So the positions are relatively predictable. However, in the moment, if you're DAMWON, you might not be able to find them. So having Vigil to potentially assist a little bit on that roam, I do not mind that at all. You can see here actually the amount of vision you get from this particular camera, equivalent to the default if you're a defender. This will cut off a lot of the rotations for this particular side if anyone's defending over towards the Archives Towers, front desk sort of position. Also has good vision over towards Banana and Spiral, so you can see just how powerful this is. And if you're the Vigil, perhaps you might be in a position to counter that a little bit more effectively. Here's the one inside of top square. Again, pretty similar in the amount of information and the ability to cut down rotations, which can be key on Bank. Once again, like previously, Spoit's been given pretty free reign up above. Again, not inherently an issue, but let's see how DAMWON try and deal a bit better with the transition. Last time they lost their Azami on main stairs. Hopefully they don't let that same mistake happen again. I really quite like this actually from DAMWON. They're aggressively holding Archives Tellers, and they've actually got Vert in position to try and make these window swing-ins a little bit more challenging for the attack. It's very typical, very default for an open area attack for the team on the attack to enter over towards this CEO position, then get Vert themselves to flush out the players like Rin in this instance, push them back into sight and sort of box the defenders in towards a corner. So of course, this particular play from Rin is to directly counter that. Will it be effective? We'll see. It is still quite risky if Rogue have information, particularly down below. As you can see, Kanto actually has a pretty good read on it. Upside down rappel. That swings it in his favor for this fight. Now, Spoit elsewhere again finds a pick. Looks like it was somewhere near main stairs. That's also the Vigil dealt with. So basically, any roam game here for DAMWON Kia has been eliminated. Now, this is an interesting keyword barrier. I think I saw this highlighted on Twitter. This one here. This makes the entry in towards beepers really awkward. You need a piece of utility or to punch it to clear it. You actually can't sneak through these gaps on the side. So certainly just something to keep in mind to use for your own games. Now we see Rogue going for that sweep up above. So Coded's going to be the next player under quite a lot of pressure here. Also yet to find a kill. So the writing's on the wall for him at the moment, and he really wants to try and get himself in this match. Leon, though, will want to shut him down with that skeleton key, and Coded forced now to juggle a couple of positions so that he doesn't get caught out. Coded does find a pick, so that's really well played. 4v4, Rogue still have a minute to work with, and they are boxing DAMWON into that corner now. So it's going to be difficult for them to fight their way back. Kanto as well also managed to find a pick, and now there's pressure over towards bot square. Again, Rogue electing not to bring hard breach. In my opinion, one of their downfalls last time. Not primary hard breach though. They have the secondary hard breach. Forgot to mention that before. As you can see, Leon, the peak, both have a combined total of 4 secondary hard breach charges. Great for the hatches up above, and great for bot square, which is going to apply much more pressure on DAMWON this time. Mute Jam is on the wall. Impact tricks as well in response, so that is well played by Katsang in that position. Rogue will need to adapt if they can't open bot square, and that's what they do by finding Woogie Man. Now Rin under a lot of pressure. Katsang has to hold a long angle. Information will be, I was going to say dealt with by Spoit, but a little bit awkward there, but they still clean up the round amidst that chaos. Rogue had a strong advantage, again putting in really good groundwork early round. DAMWON now in round 5 electing to go back to open area. They trade out the Vigil this time. Perhaps not really getting much value from it last time, so an interesting decision. Roaming though, I wouldn't want to be doing it against these setups. However, they do have Valkyrie cameras to potentially aid something up above. Rin again holding the vert, so much like last round. And overall, the general setup feeling very similar here from DAMWON. Good play from Yas this time at main stairs. Gets a drone, backs off. If he stays there, he dies. Even with information up above, I'm not confident he wins that against an LMG. So that's a good calculated decision to just fall off for now. Spoit gives him the respect as well by just holding the top of main stairs, and that's otherwise a bit of a stalemate. We see now that Spoit has rotated over towards bottom square. Grenade over the top. Really well played. Clears all 3 mute jammers that were positioned here on the wall. Also does a huge chunk of damage to Katsang, so he's going to be under a lot of pressure if a swing does come through, if the wall does get opened up. So that single nade there from Spoit was really well played. Of course, DAMWON Kia electing not to bring any projectile denial to perhaps protect the wall. Obviously, it's a very difficult position to sort of place utility that is going to do that if the grenade's cooked well. But nonetheless, really well done by Spoit. And DAMWON are going to be under a lot of pressure once this wall gets opened up. Another grenade over the top here from Kanto. Katsang survives it. And they're actually going to brute force their way in towards site. But with Katsang so low, he can't survive for long. And that's Yas left below on the flank. But the flank watch from Rogue has been really strong, so playing like this isn't going to work. Back up above we go then, and DAMWON Kia are losing momentum rapidly in this match. They probably need this one to close things out, but it starts off poorly. Spoit on a heat of this game, absolutely incredible player, and he's showing that he can play on LAN as well. Much like last time, Rin is posted up in this shield position in stock hallway, trying to prevent the double window vault, trying to prevent an entry from janitor doorway into site, preventing the hallway itself. Has support from Yas from behind, but just loses a duel there. I don't know if he was caught out. We didn't catch it. However, that's a disappointing way to start off the round because now Leon is going to be licking his lips, really. Stock's going to be free real estate. If Yas repositions, well, he's not going to have many magnets because his teammate died. And overall, this has unlocked the round massively already for Rogue. Leon ends up finding a pick onto Katsang, not caught on stream, but the entire stock setup here for DAMWON has really unraveled quickly. And Rogue are playing it very patiently. And that's one of the things they've done so well after the first couple of rounds. They've really begun to respect DAMWON, I think. And even in favorable positions, they are being very smart in which the way they close out rounds. Kanto's still playing the rappel on the cross. So Boogeyman's basically locked out. Yas is going to find a tricky to get back towards site as well. Crine still poses a risk on the lurk. And Leon now wants to try and get in for a plant behind the cabinet. Spoit continues to lurk over towards top square. He's been very dangerous. Boogeyman with a great angle though. He can deny this entry if he hits clean shots. Does get one, so the diffuser does get dropped. Leon downed as well. However, Kanto swung in meanwhile. And Rogue will be able to clean up. Overall, really well played. And again, like a lot of the rounds DAMWON have been losing, not only are they losing key operators early and key players, they're also losing key positions. And in a major against strong, competent teams, they are going to exploit that and use the rest of the round to play around it, which is exactly what Rogue did. We move on to the attacks then for DAMWON, and we'll see if perhaps they can salvage the round. Bank is attacker-sided from memory. Someone can probably confirm that. I'm fairly certain Dev was telling me it was. So at the moment, it's probably not as bad of a scoreline as it would otherwise suggest on other maps, for instance. However, I think the way in which they did lose some of those rounds was a little bit concerning. So let's see if they can tidy things up, reset a little bit. Rogue defending downstairs. They have brought the castle for a roam here, and you can see just how extensive this roam actually is from Rogue. You have castle barricades peppered around over towards open area. You have an echo that can also feed information. Bulk, of course, primary info gatherer off-site, also roaming. So there's a lot for DAMWON to try and juggle in this round, and Rogue wanting to keep that pressure up. Spoit as well, roaming top square, by far and away the sharpest player on the team right now, so makes sense to give him the license. And actually, here is the roaming echo. Now, I kind of said that out on a limb. I wasn't 100% sure if Rogue were actually going to play it, but this is a fantastic usage of echo, one that is sorely underrated in ranked, where you use echo as a mobile Valk and set up roamers to find picks on entry. Really like this from Rogue. Using it to spot out top square. can let Spoit know that he's getting droned, can let him know when the entry comes through. Nitro as well from Cryin down below. That one doesn't land, but the theory was good, and Spoit catches Boogeyman off guard. Rin not in a position to trade it. So already looking really good here from Rogue, and Spoit keeps the pressure up. Great 2K, he's just won the round for the team. Incredible play, incredible teamwork. Obviously Spoit is fantastically gifted mechanically. He needs to be to hit those shots, but it was the linkage between him and the Echo, even the Valk just applying a little bit of pressure as well, that I think threw DAMWON into shambles a little bit, and they didn't have the information of their own to really fight back much, and yeah, didn't look particularly confident in those engagements. So at the conclusion of round 7, DAMWON Kia elect to take their one and only tactical timeout for the match. Good opportunity to do so. Losing their first attack is very unfavorable. They basically now need to win the next 2 to stay in the match. So we'll see now, will this tactical timeout do enough for them to change up their game plan? Because at the moment, it just isn't working. Upstairs then, for round 8, and you know you're having a bad day when you die to a spawn peak. Rogue playing really aggressively here. They pre-opened a lot of windows up above, and we're peeking down below. Leon got that pick on this angle here. That's looking down to the corner around from front door. Leon gets that pretty uncontested, still full HP. Coda's having a really bad game. Obviously that can happen. 1 and 8. And it's times like these where you need the rest of the team to step up. Obviously not everyone can play a perfect game, and it's been the story for DAMWON throughout the entire match. Losing picks early, not trading them, and losing key utility. Dockerby here can be quite useful, but unfortunately will play no further role in this round. Minute 30 to go in the round, and DAMWON trying to recover things. Now, I think the shield there at Stock Hallway got taken down. In fact, it did. So Spoit now is in quite an exposed position, and at least in my opinion, once the shield's taken down, you need to capitalize upon that and try to get something going. So let's see how long it takes for DAMWON Kia with this cleared off the back of really good Flores play to actually try and get some meaningful control. Because it's all well and good to get rid of the shield, but if the position itself isn't clear, well, then you've only gotten half the job done. Move forward 30 seconds, not much has happened. No one's pressuring over towards the stock windows. No one's really getting top square control. Boogeyman's still on the rappel out here. Yas is still lurking down below main stairs. So DAMWON are not playing off the util clear that they've committed to. And once they do, the players aren't in positions to find picks. Vaulting through stock is being covered. The trade is really late from Yas. And it just, at this point in time, feels quite disconnected from DAMWON Kia, who previously in the past, from what I've seen, last year, for example, looked super well coordinated on attacks and with almost like a bit of a hive mind. Looking very separated though in this round, and Rogue punished them, just feeding one after another after another. Boogeyman's still out on the rappel. Now, of course, he's probably trying to get in for a default plant behind the cabinet, so you can't pin the blame on him in this round, but nonetheless, still disappointing. And this will be a fairly easy Rogue round for map point. All right, we move on to the 9th and match point round for this matchup. Rogue once more, quite aggressive here on the roam. Let's see if DAMWON Kia can improve their entry. Drone over towards stock, but stock itself hasn't been droned out properly. That drone was still trailing Spoit, I guess, in the sense that it hadn't actually located and cleared out this position. Yet Rin is already pushing it fully exposed to Spoit, and he's able to just swing this and has really good vision on this position. Gets the kill, and again, the entry lacking from DAMWON. Important thing to as well keep in mind is that they're employing a buddy roam system here, Cryin and Spoit, playing off one another. Often, again, overlooked in ranked. You'll see a lot of people just individually roam. Double up. It makes the roam so much stronger if you play it properly. We'll see how DAMWON try and converge onto these positions now. But wow, the timing there from Rogue is just impeccable. I don't know how much of a read they had on it in this situation. Of course, the Valkyrie is on the board, but they drop the stairs, the perfect time to give away the map control. But you look at the time, for instance, right? 145, they've already done their job. They don't need to play for their lives here. There's no point. Try and get back towards open, bolster that position. That's what they do. DAMWON now with control up above. Let's see what they can convert this into. Again, double roam here. Spoit, Cryin, pressure the stairs position. Probably having a Valk ping on that, I presume, or perhaps a sound cue. Gas cut down. He'll play no further role in the round. Go down to Coda's point of view, and he does have an opening here to have tried to trade this pick, but needs to be mindful that there's no pressure coming from the double door. So he's in a really awkward position here to not really have much of an impact. I think he would have been better served trying to make progress over towards elevator hallway, but that I'm presuming was castled off. So again, it's just this disconnect from DAMWON that's being punished, and they're not clearing critical positions together. Whereas Rogue, on the flip side, on the defense at least, are doubling down and having players work off one another really tightly, and DAMWON just seemingly don't know how to deal with it. 20 seconds to go. That hasn't been cleared. Well done by Spoit. And DAMWON just looking frazzled. Coded hasn't been able to achieve anything over towards Archives Tellers because Rogue had already fallen back towards site. Spoit for 3. He's been a menace in this match so far. And now it's Woogieman left. Flawless round for Rogue to close things off. And I think it's quite remarkable how quickly that game shifted from DAMWON looking a little bit messy in the first couple of rounds, but tidying it up, to Rogue finally being able to really punish a lot of the mistakes that persisted there for DAMWON. And by the end of the match, DAMWON, I think, were just completely gone. Seemed to be making the same mistakes. Rogue were punishing it in the same manner. Continued to slip out of their grasp. And overall, disappointing from a team that I know has played better than this before. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this breakdown, and I hope that you got something out of it. This is part 1, though. I'm going to do a part 2 looking at the NIP game. I'll throw up the card in the corner so you can go ahead to that next video. With that said, please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.